So, Kurt and Phil, welcome to 69 Faces of Rock. How are you doing today?
Doing great, man. Thank you for having us and being here.
I also am doing great, thank you.
All right. Kurt, when you've done so many things, when you look at yourself in the mirror, what do you see besides the image?
Wow.
I see a lot of years of hard work in those eyes and that face, but I'm still holding up well, and I figure if I just keep working hard and doing the things I love to do, that life can be kind of ageless. I don't sit around thinking, oh, I'm this age or that, so I have to be this way. No, I can be the same way I've always been, and just ignore father time. So that's the way I approach it, and I also look at someone who was very goal oriented and who's wanted to make the best of this one life, and I'll continue to do that till the day I die, because we only have one life.
True. Phil,
Yes.
how did you guys find each other?
Through Chris Lord Algae. I was doing some work with him, and this is when the whole pandemic started, and all my tours got canceled, and I started doing some sessions for Chris in June of 2020, and he sent me Have a Cigar by Kurt Deimer, and I threw guitars on it, and we got Brian Tishy to play drums on it. I threw background vocals on it, and then I sent in the session, and then when Chris sent me the mix, I heard Kurt's voice, and I was like, what the heck is this? Because he's got a very unique voice, and I was looking for something that was different than anything I was doing. I play with Bon Jovi, I play with Phil X and the Drills, and those are completely different colors than what this is, so it was really interesting and desirable for me to jump on something that was completely different. When you love being artistic and creative, it's nice to have different canvases to paint on. So this was an amazing opportunity.
Thank you. Kurt, the name, any Kurt I know, it's always an intense person. Would you agree with that assumption?
Yes, I'm very intense.
Okay,
yes.
Can you maybe elaborate more on that? And why do you think that is?
I don't know. I'd like to know. I'm a Taurus, I guess, if you believe in astrology. April 25th is my birthday, but I don't know. I think it's because the name is just. It's kind of a powerful name, and it's unique, and not everybody has it, and it just comes right at you. And my management even said, "Why are you going under?" I was going under the name Bald Man because bald, obviously, and they said, your name is powerful. Go be Kurt Deimer, and it's just got a rock feel to it. And it's right. My parents named me after Kurt from The Sound of Music, so I didn't think it was that powerful when I figured out where they named me from. But
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it turned out to be. But it's music related. They love The Sound of Music and the character Kurt, so I was Kurt.
Wow.
On the other hand, any Phil I knew is very kind of calming and relaxing.
I have that.
Yeah? Would you say that?
When I'm not crazy.
In many ways, it's a good supplement here.
Yeah, it really is. We kind of balance each other out in many ways, and then we actually have alter egos that hit the stage every night, because we both become different people. Yeah, you won't see this guy on stage. That's a different guy. And it's the same thing with Kurt. Right. And that's why we kind of connected, because we really feel like I'm a fan of music, I'm a fan of rock and roll, and when I go, I know what I want to see when I'm in the audience, so I project that when I get on stage. So, yeah, I'll go with the unassuming Phil turning into a crazy Phil.
I was thinking about the first Phil I met in my life, which was my soccer coach, and he was really good at diffusing things.
I can diffuse stuff at home.
But not on the road.
No.
All right. Kurt, another thing, when I looked at your bio, it said that when everyone else is slowing things down, you sped things up. Can you tell me more about that?
Well,
or who wrote that bio? Since you're a little bit puzzled.
No, I can't. I am not real good at just sitting around doing nothing. Even though I'm a very mellow personality, chill. You would think I'm very laid back. My voice is very kind of quiet and deep when I'm not singing, but inside I have a gerbil wheel in my brain, and it's just spinning, and there's sometimes 20 gerbils on it, sometimes there's one, sometimes there's none, and that's when I can sleep. But the gerbils are always going in my head, and I'm always thinking, and if I'm not thinking about lyrics for a song or not thinking about how we could do better at this in our camp, getting our music out, I've got so many moving parts that are going on in my brain that I'm hoping my team around me is accomplishing, because everything I've pretty much done in my life, I've ended up having to be very hands-on, even with my other companies, and you can only rely on yourself to a big extent, unless you're lucky enough to get some of the right folks around you, like I've been blessed to have with, like, my right-hand guy, my tour manager, my sound engineer, Kyle Gerhardt, takes a lot off my brain and it relaxes me and does a phenomenal job. But you can't find people like that right away. Phil, I mean, how lucky am I to have Phil with me as my brother, my friend, my guitar player, and my crazy sidekick on stage with me, man, where we just rock the hell out. So, yeah, I guess hopefully that explains it in a nutshell. But that's how
I
my
guess
brain.
the follow-up question would be, is there a gerbil in your logo?
In my what?
In your logo of your band?
A gerbil? No, there's not a gerbil with a logo.
And then since there isn't, why isn't there one?
Hey, you're amazing me with a lot of your thoughts here.
There you go.
So, yeah, I don't know.
Chris, I know.
Why is there not a gerbil? You're tripping me out, man.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Nobody's ever brought that up to me. So,
There you go. You've been warned now.
thank you for adding another gerbil to my brain.
Thank you.
All right,
It's all about the gerbil.
It's all about.
Some people take it the wrong way, but
No, I love it, dude.
Phil,
Yes.
how different is working with Kurt than anything else you've done musically? And you've done quite a few things.
I've done a few things, yeah. It's like I was saying before, it's a different color, and the more colors you have in your life, you feel more fulfilled, especially music. I've been making music my entire life. So, as recent as last month, I was touring with Bon Jovi, and then we went from Bridgestone Arena in Nashville to bang, I flew to Hartford, Connecticut and played with Kurt in a small 500-seater. And to me, I have a guitar in my hands, I have a mic in my face, and that's when Phil comes out, man. That's when it's me on stage. And this is different because of the voice that Kurt has, and we can work on lyrics together that he can deliver. And I play guitar unlike I play with Bon Jovi and my band, The Trails. It gives me an opportunity, like I mentioned before, to just do something different, and I love that. And then we get along so good, and we've had similar experiences in our lives because we would have graduated high school
Yeah.
together. We're
Yeah.
the same age. It's like, he sends me lyrics and I totally connect, and I go, oh, I know what this is gonna sound like, and then bang, we have a song that I wouldn't have written if it wasn't for Kurt. So
That's the other cool thing about it, is we have so much fun writing when we're not playing live. That nothing we're doing together is a chore. We're having so much fun, and we're like, man, this is kick-ass. It's not a burden to either one of us, our relationship. Some people fight when they write. We keep it simple. It's Phil, myself, and Chris Lord-Alge. That's how we write our music. So then our band comes out, we keep it the same, and we present it, and we kick ass. So that's a fun formula.
What would you say is the biggest achievement of this collaboration?
To date, well, I don't know.
I think there's two. I think the songs
Yeah.
the songs have turned out like we never thought they would, and we both feel like they're really strong, and the way we present them live, because we have this mentality. We go on stage, and what we want to do is we're hitting an audience that's come to see somebody else, so we always have win the room.
Yeah.
So, and then we get out there, and by the time we're done, people are singing our songs are stuck in their heads, and that's a great accomplishment.
Yeah.
Many claim that your version of Have a Cigar is quite groundbreaking. How did you approach that song?
I approached it from the standpoint I wasn't sure I even wanted to do it until Chris Lord-Alge took me under his wing and kind of discovered me when I brought that demo out. And he had worked on some other tunes I had written before I got to LA. not that I wrote with Ben Trexel from Alabama. And he said, let me, that have a cigar you're not digging too much, let me show you what we can do with this thing. And I want to, show you how I can produce you and take you to a place that you probably didn't imagine you'd go to with your voice. And he took that song, I go, cool, and I heard it, and it had that Phil X solo that was a one-take solo. And Phil tells Chris, a week from now, I didn't have a lot of time on that. I'm gonna try to make it better. And then he came back a week later and listened to it. And Phil goes, I can't do any better on that. Chris is like, I wondered what the hell you were talking about.
So
I mean,
it's neat to get a confirmation like that from somebody like Chris Lord-Alge.
Yeah.
And then Kurt loved it, and that was more confirmation. And then
he heard my voice, and
yeah, there was no looking back at that point.
the YouTube video for Have a Cigar is the day Phil
We
and I
met.
first met.
Right.
Yeah, and that was our first time working on a stage together. Even though it was a video, still we got a feel for our personalities, and I was still really, really green at that point, and it was kind of amazing that I was just sitting there doing a video with Phil and all the guys that day. But I think it came out really nice for the fans. So.
We happen to live in very interesting times. How inspiring is all the stuff that's going on in the world in what you do?
Well, I think the listener, if they, I write lyrics that I want them to hear them, even whether they're live or on the streaming or CDs. But I write a lot about what's going on in the world and what my brain observes, and I want it to be clear so people can take that in. And if a verse or a line from a song resonates with their life and I can help them in their life, that's my goal. I mean, I told my grandmother before she passed, we talked on the phone, I was on tour in Vegas, and she said, what are you doing, Kurt? And I knew it was getting close. I said, you know what I'm doing, Grandma? I'm out on the road. I'm like Grandpa, he was a motivational speaker. I'm a motivational speaker, but I do it in the rock and roll format, and I'll never forget that conversation. But that's really how I feel. Like, I want to present things that can help change people's lives through our form of rock and roll.
What effect do you want your music to have on your listeners?
Oh, I want their hearts to feel warm. I want them to be excited. I want them to be like blown away in their mind. I want them to have an experience like they've never had. And then when the next day, I want them to think, oh, that song here, I want to go to this song here. Every song is just so touching to me in different ways. And I want to, once Phil and I can headline someday, I want to blow people away with our stage show. So we've got a lot ahead of us. And if we can keep building fans and having fans, our lyrics and our style resonate with them, that's the goal right now. And just keep building the Kurt Deimer family. So.
Cool. Kurt, you have some strong Illinois roots, and we happen to be in Illinois area, so maybe you can tell us a few things about what your life was like back here?
Well, I lived here twice. We're in St. Charles right now at the Arcada, and not too far from here. I went to high school in Glen Ellen, Illinois, at Glenbard South High School. Shout out to Glenbard South. My sister went to Glenbard South too. Back in the 80s, and I actually still give 2 scholarships away every year to 2 students that in the arts from Glenbard South in my sister's name and memory, because she passed away back in 13. So ever since then, I've been giving 2 scholarships away to our alma mater in our high school. A lot of people probably didn't know that. I also, when I was in 3rd grade, I lived in Arlington Heights near you and went to Juliet Low Elementary, and I played the viola.
Excellent. Outstanding.
So there's a little bit about it, but
It's all coming out now.
It's all coming out.
It's all coming out.
And I went to University of Illinois.
There you go.
I got in as a landscape architect, but I had no intention of being a landscape architect. It was the only way I could get into school there. But then I promptly failed my way out of there. Didn't go to class, so that was the end of that.
Finally, what's next musically?
Oh, we're going to keep writing, and we're going to keep touring, and we're going to keep growing Kurt Deimer, and our first single, Hero, just came out. Our first single off this next EP, Hero, just came out on May 6th. And on Father's Day, we're going to drop another single called My Dad that I wrote for my father. And then we're going to drop our second EP in August. So musically, that's what's going on. And then you can always check out our debut album, which we'd appreciate, Work Hard, Rock Hard, that came out in November of 2021, and that's streaming everywhere. Or you can buy it on our website, kurtdeimer.com. So musically, that's what we got going on.
Phil, anything else to add? On that?
We just keep going, man. We put out that record and we didn't stop writing. So we're really excited about what's coming out in August. It's just really, I mean, our mentality is like all killer, no filler. So
All killer, no filler. I love that.
yeah, so we definitely feel good about everything that we're putting out. And like Kurt said, we just shot the video for Dad, and I forgot. Like, we work on so much music, you forget what you did last week when you're working on the song this week. And when I heard My Dad again, I was like blown away what we had accomplished musically with that song. I think a lot of people are going to be turned on by it. And we both lost our dad, so we really connect to that. And that's what music's all about, man. Music does stuff that nothing else can do. Music makes you time travel. Music makes you remember things. Music just, like even a guitar, being a musician, playing a guitar. I picked up a guitar, a 79 Strat in Fort Lauderdale last fall. I put my hand on the neck and I was 11 again because it reminded me of the guitar that I went halvesies on with my dad when I was 11. And it was an old Strat, secondhand. $350. I washed dishes at his restaurant to save my half. I mean, that's what we did, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's just an amazing thing that happens when you put your heart into what you do.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Music's therapy.
Go Gerbils.
Go Gerbils. I'm never going to forget
Go
that.
Gerbils!